tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Are we on? Oh, yeah, we're on. Welcome, everybody, to AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom Connolly, and this is the main event after show. We're here live on Wednesday night, 10 o'clock each week. You should tune in. Go to iTunes. Go to YouTube. Go to AfterBuzz.com.
YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV. You should be subscribing.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But sitting across from me, I thought the music was going to go on. Gabrielle Loren, how you doing, Gabby?
I'm doing amazing tonight.
Good show tonight?
It was okay. I liked the main event, but as far as the other matches were concerned, we only saw 3. Wasn't too excited.
Gotcha. Sitting next to her, Scott Narver. How you doing, Scott?
I'm great. There's central air. I'm thrilled.
Central air. Do you not have any?
No.
We're going to make you sit outside for the rest of this now. We just wanted to tease you with the central air.
I hate you. I hate you. You burn in the flames of Hades.
So, out you go. And then we'll do, just take your headphones. It'll reach.
Will Kane be out there with me?
Yes, he will be.
Oh, that's fun.
He's grilling up some burgers and stuff, just hanging out. Just be careful when you get to the grill. He just likes to, whale his arms around and just flame shoot up out of everywhere. But Marquia's not here tonight. She had a kind of a
family
situation.
emergency.
So,
There we go.
Yes. So we miss her. She'll be here next week.
It happens in life.
Exactly.
Tweet her good things.
Yes. So she'll be back next week. So let's get to main event tonight. Main event.
How are you, Tom? No one asked you.
I'm good.
How are you?
That's a good point.
I'm good.
Yeah. Gabby wasn't going to ask.
I don't think we've ever asked how Tom's feeling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. They know.
Send that to keep the consistency.
Gotcha. Okay. But so we start the match off. We see Dolph Ziggler come out with R. Ziggler. The Miz comes out with his stunt double, Mizdow. And for the 3rd consecutive show in a row, we are seeing this tag team match. It was on SmackDown.
Oh.
It was on Raw. Oh. And now it's on Main Event. And maybe they'll just, continue and it'll be on SmackDown again this week. Because that'll be really entertaining, guys, to have the same match 3 shows in a row. You can tell how much I love this match by this intro to it. I thought it was a decent match. Not the best. I think it's just, to me, one of those... how many times, you just can't keep repeating the same thing. It just gets boring. I think it would have been better if it was just maybe R. Ziggler versus Mizdow with the other 2 on the outside, just to have a, regular match. Maybe Miz could interfere, help, Mizdow win. I don't know. But Mizdow, star of the match for me, I think. Always entertaining when he gets in the ring. I thought it was funny where Miz got in there and was like, just saying like all day long, and then Mizdow gets in, he's like all day long, just repeating everything he says. They showed the recap from the night before where the Miz is like laying on the ground after the match, and he goes over and poses like right next to him exactly how he is. So he's always thinking on his feet, Mizdow. But so. R. Ziggler and Ziggler, are getting control in the beginning of the match. They're doing like Jeff Jarrett strut. Then Mizdow hits a big clothesline on Ziggler. The Miz tried to start a "Let's Go Mizdow" chant, which didn't happen. Didn't get started. Mizdow then takes control of Ziggler, tags in Miz, who ends up, R-Truth gets tagged in, R. Ziggler gets tagged in. I'm just going to call him R-Truth.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes. How confusing is that to say? Well, it's very confusing.
When somebody becomes a tag team partner, do they now have a new name across the board? Like, are we only allowed to call them our Ziggler, or can we call him our Truth?
I mean, I think for just when this happened on SmackDown last Friday, Ziggler said, "For one night only, I'm gonna have my own stunt double." Now he's had him for 3 nights, and I'm sure he'll be in his corner on Sunday for the, for the IC title match. But most of the time, no, they never. There's never really like you're this person now. Now your name is changed completely.
Like, they'll still call him our Truth on the graphics, but then commentators will refer to them as our Ziggler,
Yeah, like for the meantime, it's just kind of the featured attraction of they're calling him that, but until it's, I guess it's really time is what kind of stamps it, that if this happens for 2 months, then you go, well, I guess he's our Ziggler now.
Yeah, you get used to it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just I don't know. It would have been better as like a one-night thing. Now I just think it's boring, and it's like, okay, now you're just, all you're doing is taking what The Miz and Sandow have that work, and you're just, making a lame copy of it and trying to make it work, and it's
trying to get under his skin.
I guess so, but it's
Are they running out of ideas?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't see it. I don't watch SmackDown. I watch Main Event, which is a far better show, as is the AfterBuzz
damn
show.
right.
On the 90-minute Hulu version of Raw, they didn't show it. They cut it. So this was my first time seeing this match.
Oh, gotcha.
So it wasn't stale to me. It was new and fresh. I don't know if it was the best of the series. So on this, I am the one individual where it hit first for me.
I've seen all 3. I thought the one on SmackDown was the best, just because it was very fresh, new. I think they had just a better chemistry in that match, all 4 of them. But yeah, so Miz takes control of our Truth. He gets the hot tag to Ziggler, who clears house, takes out the Miz, hits the Famouser for 2. Our Ziggler gets the blind tag, hits the Ziggler signature DDT on the Miz. And then our Ziggler tries to hit his finisher on Mizdow, and it just didn't look right. It was just timing issue of Ziggler. Our Ziggler fell down, went back, and Sandow just didn't go with him. I don't know. And then off the distraction of that, the Miz ends up hitting the skull-crushing finale for the win. So Mizdow and Miz get the win. That was the first time they've won the match. The other 2. Dolph and our Ziggler won. So, it adds, puts the heat back on them of, Miz winning on distraction. Like, is our Ziggler going to be a distraction to Ziggler on Sunday and, make him lose the title? There's a lot of, at least there's a storyline going. I do like that aspect of it. But I'm hoping after Sunday, our Ziggler goes back to being our Truth. And the Mizdow can stay with the Miz, though, because I think that works.
I say it's only fair that if Ziggler loses his title on Sunday, then in that case, Ziggler has to be our Truth tag team partner and do his gimmick and dress up as him, and then be Z-Truth.
I like that.
Where he has to be.
They just keep trading names and letters. I do like that, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, hey, man, I stuck with you and did your thing.
Yeah,
now you gotta do mine.
Yep.
You gotta rap.
I want to see Ziggler rap. I think he'd be decent at it.
Yeah, he'd hype up the crowd.
Yeah, he's good at promos.
He'd dance.
Yeah, it would work. I don't know. What do you guys think of the match, Gabby?
This match wasn't anything amazing for me. I think maybe the energy wasn't as up because it was their 3rd time going through this. Not really sure. But I had a revelation while watching it that maybe the whole Mizdow thing could be a good thing for some people in the WWE Association, because they, may like that change of switching up characters, because you're never bored. It's like how we're freelancers and we switch up jobs all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for us, we don't get stuck in one job and we're working at a desk 9 to 5 and it's the same old. You get to constantly change what you're doing, which actually, I'm thinking now may be kind of cool.
I thought you were going to say, I'm going to be a wrestler now. That's what you were going to say.
Well, I'm not. I would never say no to an opportunity like that, because that would be a dream for most people here that work on these after shows. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, they're all great at what they do. There were a few moments where I actually wanted to ask you guys questions, whether or not, like, that whole interference thing. I think I've said before, I do not like when somebody wins off distraction.
Unless it's El Torito, that's been clearly established on the show.
Well, El Torito has a disadvantage. So, yeah, in that situation, I guess it's okay. But I don't know. It's not fair to me because someone could be more strong in the match, yet they will lose because the other person won through that distraction. So, anyways, we've established that is okay. It's a rule in WWE that you're allowed to do that.
Well,
it
depends how it's done, because if kind of how this ended with they were all kind of in the ring at first, at the end, I mean, and that was kind of a. I would just say that was a legal move because they were all in the match. If it was a singles match and R-Truth or R-Ziggler got in the ring and tried to attack The Miz, that should be a disqualification. Because once they hit the other person, that should be that should be a disqualification.
Well, going off what you just said, The Miz did ambush R-Truth at one point when when The Miz wasn't supposed to be in the ring. But he came at him and the ref's back was turned.
but that's still they're at least it's a tag team match, so they can still kind of do that.
I just find that so unfair.
They have till the count of 5
to get out of the ring,
to clear out of the ring.
But I guess all in all, it makes it entertaining if they're cheating and doing ridiculous things.
Bad guys are cheating. Good guys don't cheat.
Yeah. And it used to be. I mean, if you look back even a couple years ago, even 10, 15 years ago, the bad guys would cheat all the time, and you're sure you've been to house shows.
Call me a nerd.
No, I said I'm sure you've been at house shows. Yeah. I mean, at a house show, not a Raw or SmackDown taping, they do it a lot more, and it's just way. It's just more
it's just playing to a live crowd.
Yes,
it's just, and it's about it's all focused on the energy in the building. It's not playing towards TV. There's not all these other stories going. It's just getting a crowd riled up.
Yeah, so they'll be the bad guys will be beating up on the good guy, and then the good guy, he's about to make the tag, and then the bad guy will distract the ref, and he'll get the tag, and everyone in the crowd goes, "Oh yes, he got the tag." He comes in, and then the ref stops and is like, "No, I didn't see the tag, so you got to get out of the ring," and then everyone starts booing the bad guys.
It's that ultimate satisfaction of finally you've seen that good guy come in and beat it.
So I've come to the conclusion, ultimately the ref sucks. Because they're never paying attention.
Never paying attention. They're blind. They're deaf. Horrible things go on, and the ref is.
They count too slow. They count too fast.
Gabby, you should. Gabby, you should come in and be the ultimate ref that sees and knows all.
That would be awesome to have a female diva ref.
Gabby La Ref.
Wait, what? Gabby La Ref? It's interesting. I don't know if I'd want that to stick. It's a little weird. But going back to the match, I definitely think another point that I thought was a really smart tactic in this was when the Miz's legs were spread really wide and R-Truth R-Truth was not able to pick him up. But it was a smart tactic on the Miz's part, because if you keep your legs spread, sounds really weird. If you keep your legs that wide, obviously it's harder to lift somebody up and throw them over you. So I'm surprised we actually don't see more wrestlers doing that to keep others from lifting them.
You hear that, Miz? She likes when your legs are spread really wide.
I know it sounds so bad, but it's true. I noticed that there was a reason why that he couldn't lift him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart strategy.
It was a strategy.
Yeah.
Kids in school, if you're getting bullied, you're getting picked on, just lay on the ground, spread your legs as far as possible.
And nobody will be able to touch you.
Yeah, you're like a turtle in its shell.
Oh my god. But I mean, anyways, this match was okay. I gave it a 2.7. I don't know what.
Gotcha.
How about that?
Scott, what do you think?
I dug it because, partially because of the structure of the show, that this wasn't the main event. It just felt like a fun opening match that had some good wrestling. It had plenty of funny stuff in it. As you mentioned, all the, Damian Sandow jumping in and doing everything that The Miz was doing and trying amping it up that much more. He's Sandow is just a team player, and I love that. I love a guy that's given something and he goes, okay, and he runs with it. He had such a great character before, being the smartest guy in the room with the the robe and everything, and then being in that position where he's got to dress up as something each and every week and be that and get the crap beat out of him. And now he's getting something that he can do each and every week and have more and more fun in and help showcase The Miz. I really enjoyed it for what it is. And it was the first time seeing it. The Ziggler twins, I don't think are going to stick around too long. There's just not a lot going on there. It's goofy to see. It's fun to see for a little while. But I really dug it. So I give it 41 awkward chef coats.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I thought they, at least the mimicking that R. Ziggler did was really good of Ziggler. But yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it lasting. But hey, you never know. Weirder things have lasted longer in WWE.
That's true.
Like what? Putting you on the spot now.
Hornswoggle. Kali. Hey, he at least had a job on Monday.
Kali himself is awkward?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he used
to be this giant threat. Like when he debuted, he took out the Undertaker, and then years later he comes in and dances and has the Kali kiss cam where he kisses ladies.
I mean, that's definitely strange, but Kali is Kali. It's like he's not trying to play somebody else, right? Aside from the quirky.
When he was the Punjabi playboy, it seemed a little odd.
Did he really do something like that?
Yeah. That was his nickname, and he'd come in and he'd make out with ladies.
Put that in the trivia, you guys. We're going to be doing an AfterBuzz trivia, possibly, with the rest of the AfterBuzz hosts.
On wrestling.
On wrestling.
Yeah.
So
well,
I think
if you guys
want to
see it,
store that one in the bank.
Yeah. If you guys want to see it,
I'll win that.
leave us a comment.
Yeah, comment youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. So what's your star rating?
Oh, I gave it 2.75 because it was, like I said, third time was not the charm for me.
It was fun. I like it when they're doing fun stuff like this.
It was at least fun, but to me, as I was watching it, I was just kind of. I was just zoning out a little bit of being like, this is,
Not again.
Yeah, it wasn't, It
was one of those.
But then we go to the one of two of our favorite segments, Go Behind with Renee Young with Seth Rollins. She asked, have you been experiencing any setbacks, since you lost to Roman Reigns on Raw? And he was like, setbacks? I don't have any setbacks. And he basically called himself, that's all he said, just, I don't have any setbacks, and walked away. He said,
See you later.
He's a man of opportunity, and it's brains over brawn every single time, and he will destroy Roman Reigns at Night of Champions, and he'll destroy Big E later tonight in their match. I thought it was a good, I think Rollins is getting a lot better at his promos, week as it progresses, and I feel like Main Event is becoming like the Seth Rollins show. He's on here like all the time, and he, at least cutting a promo or having a match, which I think is good for him because gets more exposure, and most of the time he wins the majority of his matches on Main Event, so it just makes him look like a stronger competitor. He
has a pretty huge storyline going right now. In comparison to the entire WWE and what's going on in general. He's pretty much one of the top storylines. That and I guess the Cena Lesnar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with him and Reigns, definitely. And then we still have Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Still missing. Maybe he'll come back sometime
but he's
soon.
Kind of involved in that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't. Maybe he'll show up on Sunday. I don't know. I kind of would like it to wait. I thought it was also weird that they had the Reigns Rollins match on Raw.
Kind of weird.
Very weird.
Yeah,
extremely weird. Why give away one of your semi-main events on Raw when you're gonna have it 6 days later at the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
It was,
and then it ended
Yeah.
He lost, and then this, the question of any setbacks, well, I don't see why I'm supposed to care as much on Sunday with nothing at stake, nothing. They're not raising the stakes. There's nothing on the line.
Yeah.
We already saw you lose once, and it's very odd.
Yeah. To me, I'm hoping. I think Rollins should get the win Sunday. I think he needs the win on Sunday. He needs to prove that he can beat Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is being set up to be that next. He's setting up to be the next John Cena, the guy of the future. It's already they're laying out this path for him of where it's kind of going, and I think he needs to lose a little bit just to add more depth to his character of not being able to just destroy everybody and win all the time. Because I think that, I mean, I feel like, you know, watching it, when you watch it, you hear the crowd, he's already getting a little bit of backlash from doing that all the time, I think. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but like, I feel like that the Cena effect on Reigns is already starting to happen a little bit, and people are like, oh, he's in a match with the Big Show, he's gonna win. He's in a match with Randy Orton, he's gonna win.
People hate a winner.
No, but it adds.
People hate everybody.
Well, no, it's just a matter of.
That's exactly what Damien told the audience tonight.
Shut up.
He told everyone to shut up. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it just adds layers to the character, and if you're building these characters, I don't know. That's all. I don't know. That's all
I'd love to see Seth Rollins on Sunday just walk away and go, "Oh, you already won. You're good," and then just leave. And have Roman want to beat him, like just beat him more, and just he won't give him that opportunity.
I don't know. I mean, it could happen, but I just think it was just it was so odd to have that as the match on Raw and having
a greater purpose to that.
There's got to be. Is there Triple H? There's got to be somewhere. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens on Sunday. And then we have the second go behind with Renee Young with Nikki Bella. She basically says, you know, Brie's the worst sister ever. She stole her boyfriend. You know, she stole her car. She stole everything from her. You know, she says, once I win the Divas title on Sunday, my family and everyone else will be kissing my voluptuous derriere. First off, she doesn't have I mean, she has a nice butt, but it's not voluptuous. Like, she's like I don't know, but it's thought it was a random thing for her to say. Like, I don't know. She's got a muscular derriere.
I mean, I would hope if she's doing those squats,
yeah, you know what I mean?
That would help her out in that section.
You know, I'm not going to rate her derriere. I would just worry that if she gets this title and, you know, Brie's stolen everything else, wouldn't the fear be that she then steals the title?
Yes.
Don't you guys find it weird that Nikki's made out to be this evil sister, so she's kind of a bad girl, but John Cena's looked at as this, like, god? So isn't it ironic that they're complete opposites, yet in, like, I mean, in WWE world, on camera, they know that they're together. Like, they have that storyline, right?
Well, so, I mean, they never really acknowledged it on WWE, on like Raw or SmackDown, those shows. But obviously, everyone knows because of Total Divas,
right?
So
and in general, but I just wanted to know if they make light of it on the show, because on the WWE shows, because I mean, it's just ironic to me that they're complete opposite characters, and that would kind of be interesting if they then twist it to have them argue and fight, or have some kind of storyline on WWE on one of their live shows.
I agree with you. I mean, I think it would make sense.
Backstage smooching with Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God, that would be crazy.
But first we have to have Cena in a neck brace, in a wheelchair, and leg braces, like Zack Ryder was.
She's like, I don't want to be with him because he's in a wheelchair. Evil Nikki.
I made a wish, and I wished for Brock Lesnar.
And I've never told anybody that until now. But yeah, I thought it was. I think it would make sense of her. Like, why wouldn't if they're they're a couple in real life, and she's having all these family struggles? Why wouldn't she be like? Why wouldn't John Cena be like, Nikki? Why are you treating Brie like this? Like, at least something backstage. But I guess I understand why they want to keep it separate. But it's like, we're supposed to believe that all these Total Diva storylines are so real and everything, all this other stuff is happening.
Yeah.
But and we have to watch those on the regular shows, but I don't know.
What if John Cena was in a wheelchair from Brock Lesnar, and then Nikki granted John Cena's Make-A-Wish to be with Brock Lesnar?
Ooh.
Like, what if she put that in his face and that was a storyline? You know, because it goes off what we were saying.
Yeah, I'd like that.
And then that's like completely evil, because she's like, I made your Make-A-Wish. I'm gonna leave you for Brock Lesnar. That'd be crazy.
That would be funny. I would want to see that. That would be very intriguing.
God, we have to write these storylines.
They're not out of storylines anymore.
What?
Well, you said earlier, like, are they out of storylines?
Oh.
Not anymore.
No, you just gave them the great idea, so now they're going
to our AfterBuzz show.
They do. Triple H listens.
He does.
When he's working out.
Each week.
Rate and review Triple H, will you please?
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. Come on.
They probably have writer's block every now and then watch our show.
Like, yes. Yeah. Nikki with Brock. Wonderful.
She could be the Paul Heyman girl.
Oh my God, that'd actually be a really cool storyline. I would love it.
I think he's gonna have to.
Aside.
I think that's where they got to be leading to him. Doing that, I think eventually of him bringing a girl either from NXT, or from somebody that's already there.
Yeah, more credibility to the divas. Yeah.
And if he's gonna I don't know what's gonna happen between him and Brock Lesnar, but if let's say he keeps losing his ability to have the championship title. I mean, what's he going to do next? There has to be some sort of juicy storyline to keep him, in the eye.
And this is something. All right, you guys can steal this too because you're going to take it. Sure.
Send a check. Send a blank check.
Yeah. So, all right, let's say this is just fantasy booking here of so Lesnar keeps the belt on Sunday. On Monday, Heyman introduces a Paul Heyman girl who's going to go up against whoever the Divas Championship, or he just says whoever's the Divas Champion is now his. Cesaro wins the U.S. title on Sunday from Sheamus and goes back. And he goes back with Heyman again. So now Heyman got this little stable of all these champions. He's controlling all the belts now. At least the majority of them.
And then Heyman threatens Triple H for his job.
Yeah, because he's already kind of been in charge for a while, but was in charge before a while ago. Heyman was, but I don't know, just something. Hey, because Cesaro says he still respects Heyman, he's just not really a Paul Heyman guy right now. But what a stable that would be: Heyman, Cesaro, Lesnar, Paige or
Mysterious
AJ.
girl.
Mysterious
I don't know.
NXT diva.
It could work. But let's get to the next match of the night. Speaking of divas, we have Brie Bella come out to go against Cameron. Brie was in control for the majority of the match. The beginning, she applies a single leg crab to Cameron. Cameron ends up, getting out of it. She ends up hitting a split leg, leg drop.
Oh, it was almost a split.
Yeah,
a full split almost.
But she stayed down on the ground. No one would have been able to lift her.
No. But I don't know. Somehow it was only for a 1 count. And if you guys did you see the Divas match on Raw on the Hulu?
What was the match?
Cameron versus Naomi.
No.
Have you seen the GIF or the meme of it? I guess Cameron does the same thing she did to Brie.
Oh, and was there a crotch in her face?
No. No, she does it to Naomi, and Naomi is laying on her chest, and not on her back. And Cameron's like, "Count it, ref, count it." And you can hear the ref go, "Count what?" And she's like, "Count it, count to 3, count." And he's like, "She's on her chest, she's not on her back."
She Kamala?
Oh, no.
What is she doing? Was she unaware, or was it
I don't know
thing?
I don't know. No, I think she was unaware. That I don't know if she thought.
She can.
She was yeah, it was so weird. Yeah, if you can find it, and then the ref's just
oh, poor Cameron.
Count what? She's not on her back. Her shoulders are not down on the mat.
I do want to make a comment about that. It seems to me that they are lining up the Divas TV show with WWE Live, with the storylines every now and then. Because, for example, now they're using Cameron a lot more currently and getting her out there. And on Total Divas, she's trying to get, more skills so that she can be shown on TV more. Otherwise, she's, asking to go down to NXT to retrain because they had asked her to, is it valet? Naomi?
Oh, okay. Is that what happened?
And she was upset by it. So it's kind of interesting that now, all of a sudden, the same week that the last Divas, most recent Divas episode airs, we're all seeing these matches with Cameron against different Divas. She's getting more time in the ring on the main shows.
Well, it's cool that they're putting it together like that.
Yeah, at least it makes more sense than I feel like other things that they've done with the Total Divas storylines. And I mean, as much as, I don't know, I feel like everyone, I have too, I just made a joke about it. Like, everyone does kind of give Cameron crap about, you know, and if you listen to the Chris Jericho podcast, it was her, Nikki, and Eva Marie on there. Or not Nikki, Brie. And it's really interesting if you haven't listened to it. It, you know, it makes me really, you know, respect them more of, like, they don't really get as much ring time, like, to train as much as they would, because they're, you know, they go to Raw Monday, SmackDown Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're, you know, either if they don't go home, or if they do go home, they're filming Total Divas the rest of the week, or then Friday they're back on the road to, you know, go wherever. So, but yeah, I mean, and Cameron was talking about how she is known as the girl from Tough Enough, whose favorite match was Alicia Fox versus Melina from SmackDown. And Stone Cold gave her the "Are you kidding me?" look. Have you never seen that?
I never got to see it.
Oh,
no,
you have to go back and see
it. I was not around at the time.
But I mean, but she's definitely, you can tell, for, like, you know, it was good to hear, you know, their side of the story, because you never really hear that, you know, that part of it. And they are trying to get better, and they are trying to get as much, you know, ring time and training as they can, because they, you know, it was nice hearing them say, like, how much they care about being there and how much they really want to be there and be on TV. Because sometimes, you know, because you don't see them, you think, oh, well, maybe they're just not, you know, they're just like, whatever, you know, we're here, but, you know.
Yeah, you think if they're not doing it right, they don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You just judge. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and here's the thing. I mean, we even do it on the show, but we do it, you know, in a critical, fun way. But there are a lot of people out there that will be super critical and harsh on these girls. Thank God for reality TV in that sense, because now you guys can all at home see that these divas are serious. And honestly, they wouldn't be there in the first place if they weren't serious and passionate about what they were doing. Nobody would bring them in, no one would keep them there, and they wouldn't stay. So, I mean, you have to have the passion and some sort of drive and skill that they're interested in you for. You know, it's not just looks all the time. It's a little bit looks, but it's also everything else.
Yeah, I mean, they still have to train.
They still have to train.
They still get in the ring and take bumps.
Yeah.
I never taken a bump before. I'm sure it hurts like hell.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, if any of us tried to get in the ring, if we weren't trained, we'd probably get beat up too. So,
they ask me all the time, and it's looks. It's just based on looks, and it's really disgusting, guys. Like, really mature.
Not at all. Come on. You could be there in a second.
I know. It's all based on looks.
It is. He's got that. He's getting the Wyatt look going.
They're going to
add a fourth eventually.
God,
Look, we're sitting right across from new Wyatt here.
Right?
One of these days he's gonna be gone, and we're gonna be like, oh, Scott got kidnapped by the Wyatts, and he's gonna show up on Raw the next week.
And then you're gonna be
That would be pretty cool.
and you're gonna go, guy. It's like he's not even training. It's like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's just a mess in the ring.
God, he doesn't even look like he knows what he's doing. Ugh. How long has he been watching this?
He's laying there with his legs splayed out on the ground, so nobody can pick him up.
Jeez, but he learned from the best, the Miz, so it worked out well.
Goodness.
But yeah, so let's get back to the match. So Cameron hits the split leg drop for one. Then Brie goes into Brie mode, hits the knee to the face, drop kick off the top rope. Cameron goes for, I guess it's like a DDT. I'm not sure exactly what her finishing move is, but that gets reversed by Brie into the Bella Buster for the win. So Brie gets the win. She's not in the title match Sunday, but I feel like we'll be seeing her on Sunday do something.
Brie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling too.
Yeah. So what do you think of the Divas match for them?
I liked it. I gave it a medium type score, but I was interested the whole time. I like seeing these girls fight. Cameron, it's nice to see her getting better. I feel like she's definitely improved a little bit from where she has been. And I'm glad that I know the behind the scenes story and that she has the passion and drive to like push forward and keep training in her very like small spare time. But it was good to see them both against each other. There were some funny moments, like I said, the crotch moment. I think someone flipped over the other and like she landed, literally, Cameron landed like face on the ring and like complete, like, you know, arms out, legs wide. And I think it got in Brie's face for a second. It was really funny. And I know the audience kind of like made a gasping sound. I heard that. It was interesting. But, I mean, ultimately, even Brie's getting better. So it's nice to watch her fight, too. I love her energy. She's very aggressive in the ring. and she has meaning behind all her moves. So I give it a 3.2. Obviously, it could be way better, and they all could, you know, really improve in their training. But I was interested and like kept engaged the entire time.
Gotcha. Scott, what'd you think?
I thought it was all right. I always like seeing the Divas on the show, and they've got more time, so it was a better match to see. Just as far as this match on TV, like, didn't really click for me. It was all right, like I said. Just nothing special about it. It's just decent Divas match. So I gave it 9 Lex Luger yells.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I gave it a 3.0. I thought it was a, like I said, decent match for Brie and Cameron. I think Brie is definitely improving. I think she's definitely learning a lot from Daniel Bryan. I like that she was doing like the arm bar at the beginning. Like I feel like we never really see Divas do anything like that. You know, just kind of chain wrestling, that kind of stuff. And Cameron is improving. You know, I think she has potential. Like character-wise, like she has a lot of potential. I think of being that, you know, heel. You know, heel diva. She
conveys great bad attitude.
Yes, yes, she's really good at that. And so I think, you know, character-wise, I think she's got it down. It's just working on her in-ring performance that
and strength maybe a little bit.
I mean, she looks. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's got to be pretty strong. I mean,
but she is tinier than a lot of the other divas.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Like Brie to me seems more muscular and stronger.
I think she got. I mean, well, she was home for what, like 2 months when she wasn't, when she was fired. I mean, so she had the time to just like train and yeah. Like I think she looks even stronger now, Brie.
Yeah,
since she's been gone.
She looks a little bit more like Nikki, I feel. Like I mean, I feel like she looks like she's got more like weight on her. I'm not saying like she's definitely not fat or anything. She's still skinny.
Like, yeah, like more like muscular.
Before she was like kind of like a stick a little bit, like Cameron is. Cameron's tiny too, but now she seems a little more muscular and like definitely she was training when she was off.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, I don't know. I just like that at least we're seeing divas. They're improving. They're at least giving them something to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we see the Lesnar-Cena preview for this Sunday Night Champions.
Featuring Dale.
Yes, I did see him there. I was like,
yeah,
oh, there's Dale.
I saw that.
I texted him and I was like, hey, you're in this promo thing.
I think he's going to be in the video package for Sunday.
Yeah, he's like, he was like, was it on Main Event? And I was like, yeah. So it's definitely going to be. I was like, that was awesome. And then I did watch the Lesnar interview today with Michael Cole. It's about 5 minutes long. If you have time, go check it out. It's pretty good. It's Lesnar by himself, no Heyman. Just him.
Did he just wail on Michael Cole like
no, he didn't
in
beat
the
him
Rocky
up.
movies?
No, he didn't beat him up. No, but he, Lesnar's good at that. Just let's just control where he's talking. Just sit in there, ask him a question, and I mean, it just shows he's just a badass. Like,
oh yeah,
just anything that they put him in those kind of interviews, like he just looks like a monster, and I would not mess with him ever. But yeah, I thought it was good, and if you can check out the interview, you could check it out. Then let's get to the main event of the night: Big E versus Seth Rollins. I called this the battle of two former NXT champions. Rollins was the first NXT champion. Big E was the second. So it's cool to see that now they're both on the main roster. I mean, Big E, we haven't really seen much of him lately, but I feel like he's the type of person though that when they do show him on TV, he knows I need to impress right now because I'm on live TV, and I'm going to do whatever I can to impress these people in the back that aren't putting me on TV. And I think he definitely did it in this match tonight with Rollins.
There was a great moment when they show Big E come to the ring, and then on the network they show the ad of whatever it was, probably for Night of Champions, and then they come back. And Big E's just kind of, he's there, he's in the ring, and he's doing his warm-ups or whatever, and then catches on the Titantron, they're back and live, and then he has that, bah! like he's been doing that the whole time, this energetic yell and like eyes wide, but it really feels like it comes on like, oh, I forgot, like, I didn't notice we were on. It's just a really funny moment to watch. Like, he's great, he's awesome, but just catching him in that moment, like, hey, you're on TV, man. Yeah, I know, let's do this.
When those people were in the crowd and they're like, look, I want the screen.
Yeah, it's that, but for a guy in the ring.
Yeah. But yeah, so Rollins takes control. Rollins tries to hit a crossbody on Big E. He just grabs him, hits like multiple backbreakers on Rollins. They go to the outside. Big E just bounces Rollins' head off the table. Big E with an impressive overhead press to throw Rollins back into the ring. And then Rollins was able to just get the distraction, dive on the Big E, which every time he does that, it's just, I don't know. He'll do it and land on his feet every time he does it. I've never seen anybody make that move look so easy. Mm-hmm. Like you see him doing, you go, maybe I could do that.
Yeah, I could do that. That's simple. Yeah, not at all.
No, I would start running to the middle rope and be like, no, but I'm not doing it. No,
I will land on my neck.
Yeah.
Like I'll dive out and go, I missed everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then Big E ends up, making a comeback, hits some big clotheslines, hits the big splash for 2 on Rollins. Then as Rollins is standing on the apron, Big E, moving like a train, hits that huge spear through the ropes onto the outside. I think, to me, I said that was a move of the night. Every time he's done that, it's just impressive. And then as they're trying to get back in the ring, Big E goes for the big ending, but Rollins ends up, wrapping his feet around the rope. Really smart move. Really a great heel tactic move from Rollins. And then he's able to get down. He hits Big E with the curb stomp for the win. So Rollins, looking strong going into his match on Sunday against Roman Reigns. I was like, wait, who's he going against? Roman Reigns and Night Champions. And we do have to get to our predictions, too, before we head out of here. But what do you guys think of this match, Gabby?
I think that Big E has so much force and momentum behind him that the only way I thought that Rollins was going to win as I was watching was if he could keep disorienting Big E in different ways, because there were just so many points in the match where, for example, Rollins tried to lift Big E, and he literally couldn't pick Big E up because of how heavy he is.
Yeah.
So, and that happened a few times, and I don't know if, he attempts to pick him up and thinks one day he will, and just can't, but it's kind of embarrassing a little bit. I wouldn't even attempt to do that.
Well, he picked up, was it Reigns? Was that on Raw? When he did that?
Rollins?
Yeah, Rollins. When he picked him up and hit the, that powerbomb into the corner.
Oh yeah.
So that was I was surprised he could lift up Reigns.
Yeah, but how much does Reigns weigh?
Him and Big E can't be that much different.
120 pounds. I'm not great with weight, but I'm gonna guess
really
120
don't think they're
pounds.
that much different, but Big E's like 300 pounds almost.
I don't think so, Gabby. Big E's probably like 140 pounds.
No, they said that.
No, I'm kidding.
My God, come on. You guys are such jokesters. But yeah, so it just looked sad because he kept struggling with his weight,
Yeah.
And I think that he obviously cannot lift a 300
No, it'd be really hard. It'd definitely be hard for him. I think maybe with a little help from Big E, he could do it. But other than that, I don't think.
I don't even think with Big E he could do it. He probably, if Big E tried to assist and jumped up or something, he'd probably topple over Rollins.
Challenge is thrown down. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Gabby says you can't pick him up.
Yeah, so that looked strenuous. And then there was a point where Rollins slammed Big E's head down when Big E was outside of the ropes. I think you mentioned this, and he just landed on his feet on the outside of the ring. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah,
before?
when he dove onto him to dive to the outside.
Well, I know that he had landed on his feet on the outside of the ring, and then it's probably the same move. But that's impressive because, again, like you said, how easy it looked. Yeah, it looked easy. It looked like it was no big deal that he just got his head slammed and he just landed okay, next. So, it just seems like it's really hard to beat Big E, and I really didn't think Rollins was going to win at all. And I almost wonder if Big E has ever suffered from an injury. I'm new to this, so I don't know his history, but do you guys know? Because he seems just like a powerhouse, nothing will affect him.
I'm sure he's had injuries. Yeah. Anything major? I'm not
Nothing
aware of.
Announced of, right?
No. I think before he got into wrestling, his knees were banged up from playing football, I think.
That makes sense.
But I I think as of now he's been pretty good since he's been there.
Yeah.
So.
And then also the commentator said that he kind of has a disregard for his body. And when he threw himself, you know, face forward through the ropes and landed on Rollins, that was impressive. I thought he really hurt himself after that.
It looked like he was favoring his arm a little bit, but I can.
That.
Sometimes you're like, I can't tell if he's just doing it for show or just, I don't know.
I know, because the first time I saw it, I had thought that he actually hurt himself because he like kind of grabbed it as he went in. But then when they replayed it and they showed him in the ring and he was taking his straps off, he was kind of taking his straps off using his arm and wrist like it was no big deal. So then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe that was just, you know, him being dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love that I didn't really know what to expect after he did remove his straps, because I mean, the match was definitely in Big E's favor for the most part, but then at that point, it was back and forth, and you really had no idea what was going to happen. So, and it looked like there was like real animosity between these two. So I gave it a 4.9.
Gotcha.
I was really interested in this match. I loved it. The energy was up. They gave it their all, and I think Big E should have won. That's the only reason why I didn't give him a 5.0.
Gotcha. Scott, what do you think?
This match rocks. Like, if you haven't seen this match, check it out right now. Watch it on the network. Do whatever you can. It's so great. And the greatest thing about Seth Rollins that I noticed during the show is we've seen him go up against Rob Van Dam, Jack Swagger, all these different types of opponents, and I keep having these great things to say about the matches that he brings out the strengths in all these guys. That Seth Rollins, all these matches with all these different guys that maybe you think, oh, they're all right, or they have mediocre matches. He's having these exceptional matches with them where he is pulling out their strengths and making it competitive and making you believe that either guy could win.
Yep.
That it's not just lopsided. You're not going, oh, Seth is going to win. He gives you in the story that there's plenty believable moments that either guy could win, and they're really great matches to watch, which makes it exciting each and every time. And he's done it again with Big E when it seems size-wise that it seems like, oh, Big E's gonna win, and they go back and forth, and it was awesome. It's such a great match. So I gave it 85 bags of chalk smeared on a child's face.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gave it a 3.75 for the night. I thought it was a really good match. I do agree with you. I think Rollins is becoming that guy of like, you want a good match? Have a match with Rollins, and he'll make you look like $1 million. And which is, I think, one of, at least being on the roster of everyone, that's the person you want to be, because if the other guys there know, all right, he's gonna make me look really good, they're gonna be like, all right, I'll work with you. I want to have a feud with you over this or that or whatever. But yeah, so I think I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a really good match. I was kind of like, oh, maybe Big E will win. You know, I mean, he lost to Reigns on Monday. You know, maybe it'll be like you know, the kind to just, you know, make him turn into this like, oh, I don't know if he, you know, can he win anymore? And you know,
can't take out the big guys.
Exactly.
So then Brock is never an option.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he has that briefcase for, you know, I mean, I think he's gonna have it for a long time anyway. He should just make a brand new one and make it look nice and clean, because it ain't going anywhere. I mean, but also, you never know. You could cash that thing in on Sunday. It's you know, that's the best thing about the Money in the Bank briefcase, is that you never know when it's gonna happen. But yeah, like I said, 3.75. A great main event for the night. And before we get to our predictions, if you guys haven't watched the Monday Night War show, it's on the network. Watch it. This week was the Bret Hart episode. When you watch it, I think Paul Heyman has the best quote in the whole episode. So if you guys like that quote, I'm not going to say it in here because Scott hasn't watched it yet, so I'm not going to ruin it for him.
I haven't watched it yet, and I know a great way of you watching it on the network, so you have to stay tuned to the end of the plugs.
Exactly, yes. Yes, so, but yeah, check it out. Paul Heyman, best quote in the whole episode of that one. And each one of those episodes, I feel, have gotten better each week. The Mick Foley one's still my favorite. Just great to see, you know, his story and just everything. But let's get to our predictions for Night of Champions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so we will start with Mark Henry. I was trying to think of something.
I didn't know if you were going to do the peep show. Like, what's Jericho going to say?
Well, yeah, that is on the pre-show, but I don't get what's going to happen there. But,
Sure.
But I don't know. We'll have to see. There may be a match on the pre-show, too. I don't know if that happens.
They haven't announced it yet
as of now. But first match, Mark Henry versus Rusev. What do you guys think?
I go Rusev.
So do I.
Rusev. I'm writing this down as we speak.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You're sending these to Triple H, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them what to,
what to happen.
These guys, I want to win the AfterBuzz predictions title.
Okay, so yeah, I think Rusev's got this match. I mean, they did the whole Mark Henry rallied America on Monday.
I didn't see it.
They didn't have it in the...
They did, but once Seth Rollins and that was over, I'm like, oh, I guess that's the end of Raw, and I went back to sleep.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't in the
It was,
Hulu
though.
version.
It was. I just didn't know it.
It wasn't... It just didn't... It was a letdown. They should have ended it on the Rollins Reigns match. It would have just been a better ending. I don't know.
I gotta check it out.
It was weird. It was... I don't know. It was what it was.
Sounds anti-American.
Yeah. No. Definitely not. Then we get the Divas match for the Divas title. Paige versus AJ versus Nikki, a triple threat match. Who do you think's going to win this one?
Yikes.
I say Paige retains.
I agree with you.
As much as that's upsetting.
I know.
AJ should have it for all of time.
Why do you say that? I'm just
Because
curious.
she's adorable.
I'm gonna go with Nikki and take a chance.
Oh, I mean, that's a good... Out of all... Like, I think AJ is kind of the one where everyone's kind of like,
No, there's no heat around her right now.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. Yeah, I think Paige... I think maybe Brie will interfere to make Nikki lose. But who knows? We'll see. Then we get a rematch from Monday Night Raw. Rollins versus Reigns. I'm going to go Rollins on this one.
I'm going to go Reigns.
I'm gonna go neither. Just kidding. Crap.
Go Dean Ambrose.
Right.
JBL.
I'm gonna do Rollins.
Rollins. Okay. Then it's Jericho versus Orton. I'm gonna say Orton on this one.
I'm going to say Jericho.
Jericho.
Gotcha. And then for the Intercontinental title, Miz versus Ziggler. This one's like a toss-up.
Miz.
Miz, you think he's gonna regain the belt?
Yeah, because I think he's annoying and everybody likes when there's drama. So
I'm going to go Miz as well.
Okay, I'm gonna say Ziggler keeps it. He only won it a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't like the hot potato with the belt. Let's just kind of keep it on someone for a little bit, maybe more than 2 months. I don't know.
I just hate these matches that occur then.
And then for the United States title, Cesaro versus Sheamus.
I go with Kaori's boyfriend.
Gotcha.
Cesaro.
Sheamus.
What?
I will say Cesaro too. I think it'll be a nice, change of pace.
Yeah,
for
time
this
to hot
match.
potato this thing.
That one, no, but then he can hold it for a while.
No. Then next month,
Hey,
Sheamus.
Sheamus has had it for a while. He didn't defend it at SummerSlam. He hasn't defended it since he had it.
Smarty, learn from Ambrose.
I know, yeah. That's the title that never gets defended. But I think this could be a start to a good feud between them. I think it's going to be a really good match either way. Either if Sheamus wins or Cesaro, I think it's going to be a great match. Then for the tag team championships, the Usos versus Gold and Stardust.
Usos.
I'm going to say Gold and Stardust.
This is really rough. I'm gonna say Usos because they've been doing a good job this year.
But they got that hurt knee. It's going to come to affect them in the match.
Well, why would they be wrestling if it's still damaged?
Because they're champions.
Boom, right there.
Because they're champions.
They healed.
They're like John Cena. They never give up.
I think they healed too.
And then we have main event: Cena versus Lesnar 3.
Yikes.
Bork
or
laser.
What'd you say?
Bork laser.
Bork laser.
Oh my god. I say Lesnar.
Yeah, I say Lesnar. I don't. This one's gonna be. It seems like it could go, totally towards Lesnar, and he just beats John Cena's ass again, which I think would be really. If he just destroys John Cena again, I wouldn't even care if that happened. I'd be like, okay, that works. Now, like, it would just make it way more interesting than having a typical match when, you know, he just destroyed Cena last month.
It's going to be an all-out brawl. Like, I think that's what they're setting up. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. I hope they make it like no DQ or something, just so you at least have, you know, more options of what to do.
Plus, I'm really hoping for my storyline.
Exactly.
So if Lesnar wins, then we have a chance.
Yep. So Nikki can win the Divas title, become a Paul Heyman girl. See, there we filled that role right there. She becomes Brock Lesnar's lover. And then Cena can go after Sable, you know, bring Sable in, you know. We could make this whole
so much drama for your mama.
months of storylines here, people.
Months.
If you ever want us to tell you all of them, Triple H, you know how to find us. You can find us on Twitter,
and
Tom the Com.
We're ready for hire, like right now too.
Yes.
I need a little while. I'm not ready right away. I need a vacation.
Okay. Well, you have your vacation. We'll be hanging out, and then
Tom
you call us when we get back. Yeah.
Just go sweat it out in the trenches. I'll wait to hear from you guys.
But so that's all of the matches that have been announced so far. I'm sure maybe one or two more. Seems like they're kind of going Bray versus Big Show, kind of starting something. That could be interesting to see.
I miss Big Show.
Yeah, I mean, he's on Raw. He hasn't been on Main Event.
Gabby says I miss him. You're like, nah, he's big. Who cares?
No big deal.
He seems like a cool guy, but he's, I don't know. There's other people that I'd rather see. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I miss Fandango.
I do miss him. I saw him on the on the Main Event, you know, opening little package there, and I'm like, where has he been? We haven't seen him in like 3 months.
Yeah, but do you guys remember when I started doing this with you on AfterBuzz? That was when Big Show was on with his big storylines, like coming out of trucks and stuff, you know, getting fired. And Fandango was on also almost every week.
Yeah, you're invested.
In the very beginning.
You're invested in Big Show.
Yeah, and Big Show was awesome to me. He was my number one.
I do think the Big Show is good. There's other people I'd rather see. Fandango. El Torito. No.
I just thought his storylines were hysterical. I love them.
We need more crying Big Show.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But I think that wraps us up here for this week. Gabby, where can the people find you?
I don't know. Where can they find me? You know, right?
Yeah, they can find Gabby on Twitter at Gabrielle Loren. And
Gabrielle _
Loren.
Yeah.
Oh, you should do it. I don't want to botch it up.
And Instagram at
Gabby Low.
Yes.
Gabby Low 87.
You got it. Yeah.
Probably the year she's born.
It is. You gotta figure it out.
Scott, where can they find you? Gabby, do you want to tell them where they can find Scott?
They can find Scott at Curtain Jerks. Right?
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Gotcha.
And you're not on Instagram.
No.
But they can find you here every Wednesday night.
Yes.
Yeah, they already did.
And your podcast.
Yeah, my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on SoundCloud and iTunes. This week we have special guest Raven.
Nice.
Which is awesome. He's hilarious. And then also we have a contest going on for 1 free year of the WWE Network. Why would you pass up on that? So hit me up on Twitter, and you can watch a free year. You can watch Main Event.
Yes.
It's 52 episodes of Main Event for free.
Yep.
Totally free, guys.
Yes.
Check it out.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom, and you can find all of us at our addresses at one.
Oh my God, that would be so funny.
Yeah, we live in a bungalow together.
Yeah.
Did people show up at our house?
All right, and we will see you guys next week for Main Event.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.